Hello, viewers. I welcome you all in today's episode of Defense Dialogue. Here, we discuss the geopolitics, national security, and other contemporary issues that affects the security of Bangladesh. I am Sohel Rana, your host for today. Ladies and gentlemen, usually we invite people. Usually, we bring comparatively senior citizens who have in-depth knowledge on the subject matters, especially when we talk about the security or national defense policy. But this episode is different. Today, I have invited a young gentleman, a representative from the Generation G, what we say. Let us learn what they understand about geopolitics or national affairs, international issues that affects our country. Gentlemen, please welcome Rageb, Ishrak, Alif. Okay, we are happy to find you among us.
Thank you, sir.
Please allow me to introduce Mr. Alif. He passed SSC from Nabarun Public School and Sherpur and HSC in Sherpur Government College. Now he is studying management studies at Bangladesh University of Professionals. He is participative, communicative, and enthusiast. His area of interest is golf writing, and others are sports, blood donation, reading books, and traveling. These are wonderful characters that a young gentleman should have. Mr. Alif, what are you doing these days?
Thank you, sir, for this excellent introduction. Allow me to introduce myself again.
Sure.
I'm Rageb Ishrak Alif. I'm doing my bachelor's in management studies in the university, and the university is Bangladesh University of Professionals. So currently, I'm a student, and I belong to the Gen Z that you talked about. And nowadays, I'm just enjoying myself because it's my vacations going on. I'm watching football, playing sports. I love playing sports. I play football, cricket, volleyball, and etc. I play every kind of sport that I like. And I also like mental games, like I play Sudoku, I play chess. I'm very good at chess.
Oh, wonderful.
So that's how I train myself for the future, and that's how I go nowadays. That's what I'm doing right now.
No, for that reason, the army should be best profession for you. Army missed a such a good fighter, a probable infantry officer.
I guess so, because I thought Bangladesh Army should give a chance to somebody that's participative. I think they found something lacking in me, so they didn't choose me. And
No problem.
it's all
You will be
right.
doing good. I'm very optimistic that you will be doing much better outside. Let us come to our today's discussion. I don't have a set of questions. We'll discuss, and the points coming up, we'll discuss all those. First, let us know what is you consider as threat.
Threat. That's a very difficult question to
A
start.
very big perspective. What do you understand? Threat.
If I designate threat in a single sentence, that I think threat is a potential danger, a
Okay.
danger that is gonna come ahead, like a threat that is not a danger like in the present form, but it will be a danger in the future form. Like if we talk about the external threats, there are international threats. Like Ukraine is a threat for Russia and vice versa.
Okay.
Philistine and Palestine and mainly Israel, they are vice versa. And also, if we talk about the internal threats, there are many threats like criminal activities, there are cyber threats, there are illegal acts, and many kind of threats. And some threats are concerning that you talked about our topic of discussion today, that's geopolitical threat. Geopolitical threat is mainly basically on the verge of like what the other countries expect us to do and what we are doing to satisfy themselves and keeping up with ourselves. So it's a major issue and a thing like
Sure.
that.
Very nicely you have defined the threat. I'm liking it, man. Gentlemen, you know, every person or every country or every group has an enemy. How do you define enemy, or whom do you consider as the enemy of the state?
Okay, enemy of the state is anyone who goes against the state.
Sure.
So, if we talk about who goes against the state, the corrupt officers, the corrupt officials who are in the system, they are a threat. They are an enemy of the state. And if we talk about more like the criminals who are doing illegal acts like drug trafficking, rape, the vandalism, the stealing, all that is happening, pickpocketing, that's all part of illegal acts. That's also an enemy to the enemy to the state. And there are also many other factors like those who are invalidating our security. Like there are many other countries that are looking into our country, basically looking for scope to establish their
hegemony. Yes.
Yeah, but we are lacking them. They are a threat to our state, and there are also some people who are hampering with the security, like the border illegal drug trafficking that's happening in Myanmar, Cox's Bazar, and all those things. They are a threat, an enemy to the state. Moreover, I think that if we consider our state as Bangladesh, then main threat is about the economic threat, the financial threat, the geopolitical threat, and the international threat that's coming from outside our regime and in our subcontinent mainly.
Very good. That means these are the people who all are against our nation, our Bangladeshi people, our territory, and they are going, anything they are doing, these are subversive, and that is going to hamper our peace and prosperity. Thank you. You know, there is a word called, we call it in army, defender's paradise. And they say that Bangladesh is the defender's paradise. Do you have any idea about why they call it defender's paradise?
Fortunately, I have idea about this because
very interesting.
Yeah, because I prepared for it, like prepared for army. So
Okay.
I know a little bit about defender's paradise. So if we like subjectify it, defenders who defend it, and paradise is like heaven. So defender's paradise is Bangladesh is absolutely a defender's paradise because there is nothing left behind in Bangladesh. There's everything. You can see lowlands, you can see muddy terrains, you see highland, mountains, you see mangrove forest, you see Indian Ocean, Bay of Bengal, you see bordering countries like India, Myanmar. You also see not many far behind like China, Nepal, all around us. So what does it mean by a defender's paradise? Because if we see Bangladesh onto the geological perspective, we can see that it's very easy, like it's relatively easy to defend against the other nations or the other strengths that are coming to attack us or like snatch our country or snatch the security sovereignty of us. Because there can be multiple other tactics because we have to be secure of the they have to be secure of the lowlands. That's going to be a different tactic. For ponds and rivers, there are plenty of rivers in Bangladesh. It's a riverine country. So there's going to be another type of tactic for the river attacks. And there is also mangrove forests like the Sundarbans, the sea areas, the coastal areas.
Very good.
So it's going to be different. Like in all the types of area, you need different armies, different tactics to go through. And it's not possible to do this at once.
So, exactly. Fantastic. You have described this whole episode in a very few lines that our country is naturally has some obstacles that can stop the enemy, and we are there to fight them out if there anybody dare to. What is superpower, and whom you consider as superpowers, and how they are behaving in this region?
Okay, so superpower. Superpower is a big thing. If we consider superpower, we can include many countries. Like we can include USA, the economic superpower, the China, the materialistic superpower, the Japan, the France, and many more. Russia, India is also a superpower nowadays, and we can include also Canada. Just because we can leave behind.
Okay.
But if we think about the impact of superpowers in our region, in the subcontinent, then I guess in the South Asia, the superpowers that have the most impact is the United States of America, it's India, Russia, and China. These four, because these four are heavily involved in our region because if we see USA, Bangladesh is the highest exporter of ready-made garments.
Yes.
To where? To United States of America. They are heavily reliant on us because they don't have the manpower. We have the manpower, we have the resources. It's easy to buy resources from us because it's very like affordable in here, but it's very costly in USA. What we make in here like for $10, they can sell it for like $1,000 or $100 easily. So that's how the negotiative goes on. So USA needs the financial stability. They want to be the economic leaders. So for becoming the economic leaders, they have to get their hands on something that is like beyond supremacy, and that's Bangladesh, because Bangladesh is full of resources. So USA is trying hard and soul to control the South Asia, like they are controlling India, so that they maintain a friendship of like military, non-military, also like the government-based friendships. There are many things going on, and for Bangladesh, it's mainly trading, but also nowadays it's also mainly friendly and helping loans. All of these are coming out from USA.
Okay.
And if we talk about Russia, Russia is mainly helping this region with all the military helps. Russia is helping India, China, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Myanmar, all of the countries in this subcontinent just by delivering military goods. And from China, China is the materialistic god, because everything, tools, machineries, helps, loans, we all take this from China because we import the most from China.
Okay.
This is how superpowers is in
So
this region.
you are saying that all these superpowers are working in this region and they have their own interest, own agenda to meet, and they're trying to manipulate Bangladesh or surrounding countries to have the situation in their favor. So this is a long-term game they are playing, and they will continue to play. They will try to get the people who are inclined to their interest, and they will act in their favor instead of Bangladesh or in this region. Very good. Now, in this region, there is another country. We have two neighbors. One is India and one is Myanmar. You see, Myanmar, what do you know about Myanmar? What is your idea about Myanmar?
Okay, so here is something that I learned about Myanmar. Well, I was just basically Googling and searching about like our neighboring countries. So Myanmar is a very small country. It's not a huge country. It doesn't have a huge background, but it has a long history of like 1,000, 2,000 years. Myanmar is very rich in history. So Myanmar is a small country, but it has huge natural resources. It is a bank of natural gas reserves. So natural gas reserves is very hard to find. So to find something in this kind of opportunity in Myanmar is very rare. So in spite of having these resources, this agricultural advantage, these land resources, still Myanmar is lagging behind just because of the political unrest and their government and all of these kind of things that are lagging behind in Myanmar. These things Myanmar are not utilizing to their best. If I think that Myanmar does utilize these things accordingly, then they'll grow to a middle income country. But as of now, the Myanmar is totally scattered.
And you can say that Myanmar is isolated country, but if we can connect them with our other networks like the road networks or gas network, so that you can drive from China to down through Bangladesh and Myanmar, Thailand, Indonesia, Singapore, and up to Sumatra, and maybe up to Australia also. So this is the world of connectivity, and this country. This is not a small country; it is a big country, and this is lying aloof, away from all other civilization. And what is the relation? What kind of relation we have at present between Myanmar and Bangladesh? Is good or bad, or is okay?
I don't think it's good, to be fair, because with Myanmar we had history. We had bad history, we had good history. Mainly the bad ones came out recently because as the Rohingya issues we faced, we had to like take 1 million of their refugees within us. So that's a big factor. But even also during the last 10 year, there was major issues with like the Saint Martins, because from my point of view, because I think Saint Martin is way closer to Myanmar than it is to Bangladesh, because the distance between Saint Martin and Myanmar is about 8 kilometers. So it's very easy to get by the boat and go there and do something. So Myanmar has used this to smuggle, traffic drugs, and whatnot.
Okay. Okay. Let us come to the point of Rohingyas. You see, a great migration took place almost 12 to 15, 12 years back, and at the time, more than 1 million people migrated from Myanmar to Bangladesh. Now it is 1.5 million. These are called Rohingyas, and they are posing threat to our national security. Do you have any idea about the threat that had been imposed by this migration or these Rohingyas? How they are behaving? How we are controlling these mass people, unruly people?
So mainly Rohingyas came from the Arakan kingdom. So mainly they were an independent kingdom at first, but because of the political unrest at Myanmar, they were called stateless. So stateless is a big statement to give any kingdom. So they had to flee from Myanmar and took rest in Bangladesh. So around 1 million refugees came in Bangladesh. We had given them shelter. We had made the Bhasanchar, that's a refugee center for the Rohingya people. So we had made around the Chittagong area, Cox's Bazar, Ukhia, and all those kind of area. That's the coastal area. Borishal also their home. But as Rohingyas came more and more in this country, the crime rate is huge, because
with them they are bringing the drugs, the illegal arms, and human trafficking is also taking place in this region. So and we also can claim that the Islamic extremism might be infiltrated through this group of people who are illiterate, who has less knowledge about the actual religion. So they are bringing all these kind of ism or ideology to our country, and that is going to affect the southern part of our country. People are affected out of them. What do you think?
Mainly I also think about the economic one, because if we think Bangladesh is not financially stable to give like send a refugee to like 1 million people, it doesn't happen so easily, because we are still a middle income country, a lower middle income country, not even a higher middle income country. So we have to give them shelter, home, food, and I know support's been coming from UN, UNICEF, UNESCO, but it's not enough. Because when you give shelter to somebody, you have to take proper responsibilities of that one. So as the crime rates because of the drug trafficking, and we see Rohingyas, they have nothing. So so as they have nothing, they want to have something. To have something, they are doing what they can. If they don't find the job, they will just go steal someone. They'll just go vandalize something, and they'll just go pickpocket someone, just so that they can have money and they can do whatever they want.
Okay. How Bangladesh should address this situation? They should go back, or we should utilize them, or we should go we should arm them and send them back to Myanmar? What kind of idea it is in your mind or your friend's mind?
Yes.
How to solve this problem?
It's a difficult thing, because there can be many things done with the Rohingya issues. But first and foremost, what I should I normally suggest that they should go back.
They should go back,
because recently Arakan Kingdom has been freed once again. So Rohingyas can have their home. Bangladesh is already has 18 crore people. We don't need another 1 million people just ahead of us, and we have. It's not even 1 million now. 1 million had come,
and now it is 1.5 million, maybe 2 millions, and
many more. In the 10 years, maybe it can be 10 million, 15 million. Who knows?
Who knows, right?
So
and they are adding no value. They are not adding any value to our nation.
And also, I think there can be some negotiations to make, like if you can add the superpowers, like we discussed earlier, the superpowers, USA, Russia, China, if we can take their support and to like control Myanmar, because Myanmar is not listening to anyone. So Myanmar has to listen. All the superpowers, if they insist, then Myanmar has to listen. Also, there are some good connections with the Rohingyas, with Indonesia, Thailand, and Malaysia, and those kind of southern eastern countries.
Okay.
So they can like vouch for us, so that we can leave them. And UN can also, United Nations can also take part in this. They can have they can have a separate refugee center, or they can have peacekeeping in Myanmar. All those things can be done. It's not
Okay,
our thing.
good. Gentlemen, I'm sure you are liking this conversation. This young gentleman, he has in-depth knowledge on the security and other issues, national issues. And let us go to north now. We have discussed about one of our neighbor. Now let us talk about another neighbor, that is India. What do you understand by Seven Sisters? Can you name the states of Seven Sisters? What do you understand by Seven Sisters?
Okay, Seven Sisters is mainly basically consist of 7 states of India. That's the northern part of India. That's basically connected by a small margin of land. That's Shiliguri corridor. That's mainly known as Chicken Neck. So the Chicken Neck is mainly located in between 4 countries. That's India, Bangladesh, Bhutan, and also China, some part of China. So it's a very low-key area. So after that area, there are 7 more states to go for India. The states are Assam, Meghalaya, Arunachal Pradesh, they are Nagaland, Manipur, and Tripura and Mizoram. These are 7 states. So these states are called Seven Sisters. Mainly by sisters, they refer to they are kind of the same state, like they have the same areas, same lands, like they have the same kind of natural resources. They are mainly known for their tea estates, mainly known for their tourism, and mainly known for wet place. And also we know that in Meghalaya there is a place, that Mysorium, that's the wettest place in the whole world.
Okay.
So by that, these all states have kind of the same connection. Their ethnicity is also different from the other parts of India. They are mainly local, indigenous people, and who mainly like to stay low-key under the mountains, happily with themselves. So they are kind of independent, because they are mainly separated from India by a huge margin, because there is the whole land of Bangladesh in front of them just to visit Kolkata. So they have to go around like 2,000 kilometers back to visit to Kolkata. So it is a big factor for India.
Okay. A supplementary question coming up in my mind, that is, do you think that India is scared about us and about how to handle these 7 sisters? And do you think that they want their chosen government so that they remain in peace? I mean, do you think that we are threat to these 7 sisters or their integrity of India? Do you?
I think so, because as the 7 sisters, they all are like they are like united. So there is also a team named after them, that's Northeast United. So they like to stay united, and also what they think, they want to be independent. They don't want to be under any government. They want to form their own government that will understand the necessities of the indigenous people, the local people, the people who are living on the edge of the mountains. So India should be like, India is also already considered about this, because Bangladesh, you have to cross the whole of Bangladesh, not just any area of Bangladesh, the whole of Bangladesh to visit to, like if you say Tripura or Mizoram or any of the Northeast.
What is the present state of relation between India and Bangladesh? Is it good, bad, or is it okay, or it should be better? Earlier it was better, this time is good. What do you see about the relation between these 2 countries?
There are many aspects to be discussed. If we personally say on the trading way, then it's good. Because on the trade business, we are very good with India. We are trading like fish, we are trading vegetables, the animals are coming out, the foods are coming out, the masala, spices, all of them are coming out. But the trading imbalance is huge.
I was trying to say that, because we are only importing and we are not allowed to export. Go ahead.
And as the imbalance is huge, we are facing already a lag in behind India, because India is already like thinking they are superior. because they have the upper hand. We are only importing from them. We are not exporting. So as we are importing, they will have always the upper hand. So with the upper hand, they want to think they have the control over us. So as Bangladesh, if we stay under this regime, this control, then there will be a problem. We are an independent country from 1971, so it's we are not like liable to stay under a country. If we don't get the help from India, we can get from China, we can get from Russia.
Yes, you have money. You can purchase from anywhere of the world.
Yes, yes.
You see that once they have stopped sending their the goods, including the onions or some other things, and still the price is under control, and we are trying to, and we have already got the alternative source of these commodities. So the price of these commodities are likely to be under control. We don't want to depend on a particular country, not even the neighbor. Very good. We see, if we open the Indian media, all of them are spreading misinformation and propagandas and doing whatnot. We are in bad situation. We have a lot of incidents. We have minority incidents. What do you think about this media propaganda, and what we should do that?
As far as this is concerned, the media propaganda is only inside India, because with the outside world, if we look up to the channels of BBC, CNN, or any of the news, Al Jazeera, we can see the whole news. We can see about the neighboring countries, we can see about the superpowers, we can see about Bangladesh and whatnot. Only Indian media is showing the India what's going on, but it's totally wrong, because they just show a part of the thing that's not right there. So Indian media is just having a propaganda of showing what should be shown to the audience, not just what is actually correct. So that's the way they are doing.
Okay, good. Now let us go back to again the Saint Martin. You said about the location of Saint Martin. It is closer to Myanmar than Bangladesh. Do you think that this island is militarily it is important, or strategically it is important? It is located in such a place that if we control this Saint Martin, you can control the whole region. There is a myth. I don't agree with that myth. I am saying my part. I don't agree with this myth. But do you think that the other powers like China, like USA, like Japan, they want to have their supremacy in the Bay of Bengal? Because Bay of Bengal is the connecting place between Indian Ocean and the Pacific Ocean. So Bay of Bengal is very important part. Do you think that the superpowers like China, Russia, USA, they are trying to gain control over this Bay of Bengal, and for the Saint Martin is very important place? Do you think?
Saint Martin, yes, it's actually very important, because if we see Saint Martin, that's actually far from us. So if we discuss, it's far from us. It's in the Bay of Bengal. So controlling Bay of Bengal is a big opportunity, because Bay of Bengal is full of fish and all resources.
Mineral resources,
Mineral resources,
gas and oil resources.
And maritime resources, all of them. And if we see from the point of view, USA, we saw something in news about USA invading about Saint Martins and whatnot, India trying to catch the Saint Martin so that they could take the opportunity to get the Bay of Bengal in their hand. Because it's not about Bay of Bengal. Bay of Bengal is also connected to Indian Ocean. So they'll get the access to mainly the whole area, Bay of Bengal, the Indian Ocean, and also the most important thing is the two ports that we have, the Chittagong port and the Mongla port. So already India has the access to, their ships can come to Chittagong ports and they can take their goods off and on. So, but if we think about Saint Martin, there should be a military base or something like that. If we see that, because we need more coast guards and border guards around Saint Martin, because the most drug traffickings and most human trafficking and mostly known as the Yaba, that's famous there, because they traffic it more from Myanmar.
Yes.
So there should be like a military subject or military base near St. Martin or just in Teknaf, so they can have easier access. Even if the military ships, mainly they can have, I guess, a naval base, something like
Okay.
that.
What do you think? We have, say you have Saint Martin. Did you visit Saint Martin any time? No, not yet.
I have visited last
You
year.
have visited. It's a
Last
wonderful place to
Yes,
visit.
yeah.
I'm sure you have liked it. But do you think that we should see all these issues from military point of view, or you should see it in economic point of view? Say if you have a facility, if you have an asset, this should be shared by everybody, so that you can bring your friends together, and you do business. They do business. You do business. So. In terms of equality, if they recognize you as the same as any other country or US or any country you call it, so we can do business here. So do you think that we should look it in a military way or in economical way?
The first thing we should do is the economic way, because we need economic stability. And there are many countries like Indonesia, Bali is a hotspot, and in Singapore, in Thailand, Phi Island, all of that kind of thing. They're famous for what? They're famous for their
Tourism.
tourism. So Saint Martin is a huge attraction for the tourists. So we can have the tourism and business. Tourism business is the one of the highest grossing business in the recent world. So we have to be economic, and but in terms of economic, we also have to handle the military objections, because if we don't control it, then the tourism, they'll go over our heads.
Okay.
But
Okay.
we should have some restrictions about the military, because there should be some rules and regulations of what to do and what not to do around these tourism sectors. They all can do. We all can do business. If I want to sell a coconut there, I will
Okay.
sell there.
This is all about the international issues. Let us come one or two questions or points related to Bangladesh. You see, the army is deployed in aid of civil power, which we call in aid of civil power. That means it is helping the civilian administration to restore discipline, normalcy in the society. Do you think that the armed forces, Army, Navy, Air Force, they are doing good, or what is your observation? Your friends' are observation. I'm sure you discuss these matters among your friends. What do you think? They are doing good or bad, or this could be one way of doing that? What is your suggestion? Feel free to discuss. Nobody is going to catch you.
No, as many of my friends are from military background, so I
Okay.
have a little knowledge about it. And I do discuss with them. So what I heard that mainly the Bangladesh military forces, their first and foremost job is what to do, like the sovereignty, secure the nation. And secondly, they are also helping the humanitarian works. Like if we see, like there was a flood last year in Feni, that was vastly affected many people. So when that happened, US Bangladesh Air Force helped by delivering goods and packages with their helicopters. Bangladesh Navy helped by how? By giving the boats, and Bangladesh Army did the rescue mission. So we all, Bangladesh military armed forces, took part in to help the humanitarian works. And also, if the army and air force and navy, they're all doing okay, but not like too okay.
Okay.
To do too okay, we still have a long way to go.
Long way to go. You have to give more effort, and you have to give more time for the betterment of the country. You have friends in BMA, Bangladesh Military Academy?
Yeah, I have lots of friends.
Lots of friends. How they are enjoying the military environment, or they are unhappy and they want to come back to the university? No.
No, mainly they are happy there, but it's a bit tricky because
It's tricky.
It's very physically challenging and many more mentally challenging.
Mentally challenging. Yes, it is. Anything about you, about Air Force or Navy? Weapons we have in Navy, or ships we have in Navy, or the fighter aircraft in our Air Force, do you think these are enough, or you should propose to buy new set of fighter aircrafts? Any fighter aircrafts you have in your mind to buy? Say you are allowed to buy an fighter aircraft. Which aircraft you will buy?
A J-10C easily. J-10C. That's a fifth-gen aircraft from
J-10C, or it is J-35? No.
I guess something like that. It's
Yeah,
a
yes.
Russian fifth-generation aircraft.
Okay.
And if I say, because from my perspective, in an interview somewhere, I was asked, what would you do if you had the option to buy anything in the world? So I thought about that. I would buy a drone for the Bangladesh Air Force.
Okay.
Because a lot of military drones are needed. And as we talked about, I have a very weird fascination for MiG-29.
Okay.
I love that aircraft.
Yes.
But it's very old. It's
very old, and this should be replaced by other new version of the MiGs. And do you think that we should have Russian version of aircrafts, or US version, or European version, or Chinese?
We already
So you have a lot of money. Which one you should go?
I think the Russian ones. The Russian.
Still, you are thinking Russian.
Yeah,
one. Okay.
But Russian ones, but the new generation ones, not this one. Like the Russians are already ahead of like the fifth generation, and we are still stuck in the fourth generation. We are not able to like step our foot into the 4.5 generation. Then after that, Russia will go to seventh generation. As my preferred choice is Russia, because we are doing good business with Russia in military terms.
Okay.
So as a new aircraft, that's I guess Rafale or something like that.
Rafale. It's called Rafale, but we call it Rafale.
Rafale, yes, I call it Rafale too.
Rafale, yes.
That's 4.5 generation. That's coming, but I don't know when's that coming. That will be long term. And there are some drones are coming from the Turkey.
Turkey, yes.
That's Bayraktar or something like that. So there are new weapons coming, but it's still not up to the mark. Like we're still a step or two steps behind than the other world, updated world, because we see at the Navy, US Navy SEALs, they have a great weapon.
Now let us come to Navy. Don't you think that we should have submarines, because we have a place? We have a vast area of sea resources in the Bay of Bengal. To dominate this area, we need also the submarines. Do you think that we should have?
Yeah, recently a new Bangladesh, a new one was created in Cox's Bazar, I guess.
Yes, new harbor.
New harbor.
Harbor for the submarines.
There are only 2 submarines in there.
Yes, Chinese submarines, and you are proposing to buy more submarines.
Yeah, we need more submarines.
More arsenals. Good. Yesterday, our army chief also said we need strong forces to have development, and that is going to build this nation or country more confident. Ladies and gentlemen, you see we had a wonderful interactive session between myself and Mr. Alif. He has in-depth knowledge on different aspects, call it Bangladesh, call it international affairs, call it military, call it political. He has in-depth knowledge, and I'm very happy that his generation is coming up very fast, and we will be replaced by this generation, and we have many reasons to be happy that we are giving our country or leaving our nation to these young generations. I'm sure his parents will be happy, his guardians will be happy, and your friends will be happy. You must share this video with your friends that, yes, you have done a fantastic talk show. And continue to do your jobs related to blood donation, traveling, read more books, more stories, write stories, be a interactive man. Okay? Ladies and gentlemen, that's all for today. Hope to see you soon in some other episode with some other fine gentleman. Thank you. Bye.